Multiple exposure shooting. The EOS 6D features an in-camera multiple exposure function that allows you to get really creative. You can shoot between 2 and 9 separate frames and then combine them in the camera into one composite image. This function also presents options for how the separate images are combined in camera into one finished composite image. Note that in the multiple exposure function, the original source images are not saved to the memory card, only the composite image is. The EOS 6D can shoot multiple exposures when it is set to any creative zone exposure mode: program, shutter priority, aperture priority, or manual. Whether you're using live view or the eye-level viewfinder, access the fourth shooting menu and select multiple exposure and press Set. Choose the first option and press Set. Highlight Enable and press Set again to activate multi-exposure mode. Multiple exposure control methods. You have two different options for combining the images you've taken into one multiple exposure file. The additive method simply stacks images on top of each other. This is similar to how multiple exposures of different scenes or subjects are composited in a film camera. If bright areas on two separate images overlap, their combined brightness will increase. It may be necessary to underexpose each image separately before you shoot them. The average method automatically underexposes each frame. This ensures that the final image has an exposure level equivalent to a single standard image of the scene. This method is ideal when two or more frames of the same scene will be combined. It helps avoid overexposure as images are composited. You can choose the number of frames you'd like to use in a finished composite image. From 2 to 9 original frames can be shot in sequence and then combined in camera to create a single finished multiple exposure image. If you're unsure how many frames you will use, set the number of exposures to its maximum of 9 frames. For example, capture 4 images and create a finished multiple exposure out of these images by pressing the playback button. Press the erase button, select Save and Exit. Press Set. Select OK and press Set. Continue multiple exposure. You may want to take only a single finished multi-exposure picture and then revert back to standard single-image shooting. Or you may be in a situation where you want to produce several finished multi-exposure pictures. Continue multi-exposure lets you set the EOS 6D for either purpose. One shot only automatically cancels the multi-exposure mode once you've produced a single finished multi-exposure file. Or you can choose continuously to keep the multiple exposure function active. To turn this mode off, go back to the top multiple exposure option and select Disable. Select Image for multi-exposure allows you to begin creating a multi-exposure using a raw image file already on your 6D memory card. Choose this option and scroll through images until you find a raw file you want. Press Set. Then shoot new images to create a finished multiple exposure. Many photographers have asked for in-camera multiple exposure control. The EOS 6D gives the creative shooter numerous ways to experiment with this feature and opens the doors to yet another option for producing great images.